Canada is stealing the spotlight in 2026. From billion-dollar World Cup events to once-in-a-lifetime Northern Lights, this year could be your only chance to see it all. The last entry will blow your mind. Stick around for the bonus secrets you didn't expect. Here are the 5 places you must visit in Canada. Let's start with number 5, Yukon and Northern Lights. The Yukon isn't just a territory, it's one of the last wild frontiers left on Earth. And in 2026, it will be the place to be for stargazers and dreamers. Why? Because scientists say we're hitting the peak of the solar cycle, which only happens every 11 years. That means the Aurora Borealis, the legendary Northern Lights, will be brighter, more colorful, and more visible than they've been in decades. Imagine neon green and purple rivers of light dancing across the sky, visible almost every night. Tourism here is booming, up 22% annually, with Dawson City and Whitehorse leading the way. Dawson itself is a town frozen in time, born from the 1898 gold rush. Wooden saloons, dirt roads, and even can-can dancers still echo the old days, giving travelers a strange blend of history and raw wilderness. In 2025 alone, nearly 150,000 visitors came just to chase the lights, and 2026 is projected to smash those numbers. But it's not just about the sky. The Yukon offers husky-led dog sledding, ice fishing under the stars, and indigenous-led eco-tours that share thousands of years of First Nations traditions. These aren't museum experiences, they're real encounters, guided by local knowledge. For example, the Carcross/Tagish First Nation now leads cultural tourism projects that give travelers both storytelling and survival skills, keeping heritage alive while supporting local economies. And here's the urgency. Climate change is reshaping the Arctic at terrifying speed. Glaciers like Kaskawulsh are retreating by 30 meters a year, rivers are rerouting, and permafrost is collapsing. Scientists warn that some of the landscapes you see in 2026 may not exist in 2040. In other words, this might be your last best chance to see Canada's wild north at its most breathtaking. So whether you're chasing gold rush tails or just the glow of the sky, the Yukon in 2026 isn't just a trip. It's a memory you'll never be able to recreate again. Next is number 4, Quebec City. Quebec City isn't just another stop on the map. It's like stepping straight into Europe without ever leaving North America. Founded in 1608 by Samuel de Champlain, this is the only fortified city north of Mexico still standing with its walls intact. In 1985, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site, putting it in the same league as the Great Wall of China or the historic center of Florence. By 2025, Quebec City welcomed over 5 million visitors, and projections for 2026 are even higher. Why? Because the city will celebrate the 450th anniversary of Champlain's birth, making it a year packed with festivals, parades, and historic reenactments. On top of that, the Winter Carnival, already one of the biggest in the world, is expanding. Imagine ice palaces, giant snow sculptures, and canoe races across the frozen St. Lawrence River. Locals have been racing boats on ice floes since the 1890s. But Quebec isn't just about history, it's also a romantic powerhouse. The Chateau Frontenac, often called the most photographed hotel in the world, towers over cobblestone streets where horse-drawn carriages still trot along. Travelers come for that old-world charm, winding alleys, French cafes, and 17th century churches. And here's something few realize. Over 95% of residents speak French, making it the closest you'll get to Paris on this side of the Atlantic. The city also blends the past with the present. New gourmet restaurants have made Quebec a food capital, where poutine isn't just fries and gravy anymore. It's been reimagined by Michelin star chefs. In 2023, Quebec City's food scene alone generated over $1.1 billion in spending, showing that culture and cuisine go hand in hand here. And let's not forget the politics of travel. As US tourism dips, Quebec is capitalizing by marketing itself as a safe, affordable alternative for European visitors. Airlines have already added new direct flights from London, Paris, and even Dubai for 2026. That means more international buzz than ever. So if you want to sip hot chocolate in a snow castle, wander cobblestone alleys, or relive history where Canada itself began, Quebec City in 2026 is a trip into both the past and the future. Coming in at number 3, Vancouver. Vancouver is more than a city. It's a global crossroad. Perched on Canada's west coast, it looks out over the Pacific, making it the country's true gateway to Asia. In 2026, it will be on the world's radar in a big way because it's hosting matches for the FIFA World Cup. That single event is projected to bring in over 350,000 visitors and add nearly $1.2 billion to the economy. Hotels are already seeing record pre-bookings, and city officials are bracing for the biggest tourism year in Vancouver's history. But Vancouver's story runs deeper. It has consistently ranked among the top 5 most livable cities in the world, according to The Economist's Global Livability Index. Why? Because it's where modern skyscrapers meet snow-capped mountains and ocean beaches. You can ski in the morning on Grouse Mountain and paddleboard on English Bay in the afternoon. In 2024, the city welcomed over 11 million overnight visitors, with international arrivals making up more than half. Then there's the cruise industry. Vancouver's port is the jumping-off point for Alaska cruises, and in 2024 alone, over 1.2 million cruise passengers passed through. That number is expected to climb in 2026 as luxury lines add new ships to capture demand for once-in-a-lifetime itineraries. And here's something few realize. Vancouver is also Hollywood North. It's the third largest film production hub in North America, behind only Los Angeles and New York. Everything from Deadpool to The Last of Us has been filmed here. That industry pumps $4 billion annually into the local economy and has turned parts of the city into recognizable backdrops for global audiences. But like all of Canada's hotspots, there's a climate angle. Rising sea levels and wildfires have already tested the region. In 2021, record-breaking heat killed nearly 600 people in British Columbia during 1 week. Tourism leaders are now balancing growth with sustainability, promoting eco-friendly transport and green hotel initiatives ahead of 2026. So whether you're here for soccer, scenery, or cinema, Vancouver is setting itself up as one of the world's must-see cities. And in 2026, it won't just be Canada's gateway to Asia, it will be a gateway to the future of global travel. Moving on, number 2, Banff and Jasper. Banff isn't just Canada's first national park, it's the park that started a global movement. Created in 1885 after workers discovered hot springs near the Canadian Pacific Railway, Banff National Park became a model for how nations could preserve wild beauty. Today, along with Jasper just to the north, it's part of the Canadian Rockies UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized worldwide for its glaciers, turquoise lakes, and jagged peaks. By 2025, Banff alone recorded a record 4.5 million visitors, while Jasper drew another 2.5 million. Combined, that's nearly the population of Switzerland, flocking to one mountain range in a single year. And 2026 is expected to break all records thanks to expanded eco-tourism and luxury rail routes like the Rocky Mountaineer, which offers panoramic glass-domed cars gliding past emerald lakes and snowy summits. Here's the catch: the Rockies are changing fast. Scientists warn that glaciers like Athabasca, one of Jasper's icons, are retreating by 5 meters per year. By 2100, many of the park's glaciers could disappear entirely. That's why experts are calling 2026 a potential last chance to witness the Rockies as they've looked for thousands of years. The local tourism industry is preparing for that influx with new eco-lodges, sustainable transport, and stricter visitor caps to protect fragile trails. Banff's Lake Louise, one of the most photographed lakes on Earth, now limits daily parking, pushing travelers to shuttle systems to cut emissions. Meanwhile, Jasper has embraced Indigenous-led tours, where First Nations guides share not just the land's beauty, but its deep cultural meaning. And then there's the wildlife. Grizzly bears, elk, and bighorn sheep still roam these valleys. In 2024, Parks Canada reported over 1,100 wildlife crossings on the Trans-Canada Highway, thanks to specially built bridges and tunnels, an innovation copied around the world. These crossings have reduced collisions by over 80%, proving that humans and wildlife can share space safely. So when people talk about Banff and Jasper in 2026, it's not just about pretty pictures, it's about stepping into living history, Canada's oldest park system, a UNESCO treasure, and one of the last great wildernesses left on Earth. Finally, at number 1, Toronto. Toronto isn't just Canada's biggest city, it's its most global. More than 27.5 million people visited in 2023, making it the most visited city in the country. And in 2026, it's gearing up for a record-breaking tourism wave. Why? Because Toronto is hosting matches for the FIFA World Cup. Analysts project the event could pump $1.2 billion into the local economy from sports tourism alone. Hotels are expanding capacity, and restaurants are bracing for packed dining rooms like never before. But what makes Toronto unique isn't just soccer. It's the fact that over 50% of its residents were born outside Canada. That means the city is like the United Nations with better food. You can walk through Kensington Market and find Jamaican patties, Indian curries, Portuguese custard tarts, and Chinese dumplings, all within the same block. This diversity has made Toronto one of the most multicultural cities in the world, and visitors often describe it as traveling the globe without leaving one city. And let's not forget the landmarks. The CN Tower, once the tallest building in the world, still dominates the skyline and attracts over 2 million visitors annually. Nearby, the Distillery District, once a whiskey hub in the 1800s, has been reborn as a trendy maze of art galleries, boutique shops, and outdoor patios. By 2025, Toronto's cultural industries already generated more than $25 billion annually, thanks to theater, film, and music. Fun fact, Toronto is the third largest center for live theater in the world, just behind New York and London. Sports have always been a part of Toronto's identity, but the World Cup is giving the city a global spotlight it hasn't had since the 2015 Pan Am Games, when over 6,000 athletes from 41 countries competed here. With With new infrastructure, expanded transit, and high-profile international events, Toronto is positioning itself as a true world city for the 21st century. For travelers, this means 2026 is the year to experience Toronto at its peak. It's the place where skyscrapers meet Lake Ontario, where world-class events collide with everyday multicultural life, and where Canada shows the world it's ready to play on the biggest stage of all. Thanks for watching. Which Canadian destination surprised you most? Drop it in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more travel secrets. And don't leave yet. Click the video on screen for your next adventure.